Welcome back to the Unikaksha. In this tutorial, we will be seeing some of the basic to slightly the intermediate level type of the queries. So far in this course, we were using your MySQL command prompt, but now we are going to use something called as the MySQL Workbench. So generally, it is used by the professionals because over here, there is no need for you to synthesize the data or to create the data. You can directly use the data set which is already pre-created in some CSV file. So we'll be seeing here how to import the data and how to implement some basic functionalities such as selecting the rows, filtering the rows, and so on. So we'll be seeing in this particular session today that how to import the file, how to use the select statement, how to use operators, how to use where clause, and how to use distinct. So these are basically the primary things that we are going to see today. So let us first open our MySQL workbench. So here we'll be opening this workbench. From here, I'll be selecting this Unikaksha as my connection. So I need to select the value as root for a password. So inside this, I'll be selecting the value of the table. So under the category of table, I have to add the table here. So first, in this tables, I'll be importing one table. I'll be browsing the path. 50 startup is nothing but the table I'm going to import here for a particular purpose of this session or this video. Just click on next. Nothing you have to change. Don't change the default settings. At the end, click on finish. Just refresh this so that you will be getting this data set over here called as the 50 startup. This is basically how the data set looks like. If you don't want to use the name Unikaksha 1.50 startup, then there is one simple solution for this. Just change use database as Unikaksha 1. Now you can simply write select star from 50 startup. So it will be displaying all the observations from the 50 startup, all rows and all columns, because you have written select star from. If you want a specific column to be written, then you can write the name of that column. So for example, I am writing select profit from 50 startup. So it will display only the given column that you are mentioning. You can mention more than one column as well. So just write comma and specify the another column if you have. So likewise, you can implement the operators over here in order to filter the data. How? So you can write something like this, select, suppose say profit from 50 startup, where you can write the value of state is equal to Florida. I am already aware that there exists a column with the value called as a Florida for the state, and that's why I wrote it. If you want entire table to be printed for those whose value of state is Florida, you can simply write star over here. Similarly, if you want to implement something like this, that select star from 50 startup, where the value of profit is greater than 1,50,000. So it will only display the values of the profit greater than 1,50,000. So this is basically how you can implement the small queries in order to filter out the results. Now, sometimes I don't want to represent all the values. I just want to represent the first 5 values. So for that, there is one option called as limit is available. So let me just show you how that option works. So if you are writing select star from 50 startups, limit 5, so it will display just 5 rows. If I'm writing limit 15, so it will display first 15 rows. If I'm writing limit 20, so it will display first 20 rows and so on. So this is one solution that we can implement. If you don't want to show all the rows, then you can simply show first 5, first 10, first 50, first 100, whatever is the requirement or need of that R. You can change your code slightly as per the requirement. Now, if you simply want to show or if you simply want to count how many distinct states are there present in this data, you can use this count and you can use distinct with it. So what the distinct is going to do, distinct will find out how many distinct values are available for that character variable called as a state. So that will help you to understand that there are three distinct values which are present for the state column. And if you want to display which are those distinct values, then in that case, you can use this simple distinct function or simple distinct keyword that is available. So I'm writing select distinct from state from 50 startups. So in this case, it will show you the distinct value of state as New York, California, and Florida. Now we can also implement the queries in combination. So for example, like I can write something like this: select star from 50 startup, where the value of state is suppose say Florida. And along with this, I want the value of profit to be greater than 1,50,000. Just a second. Value of profit should be greater than 1,50,000. So in this case, I'm combining two conditions over here. The first condition is I specifically want that the value for the state has to be Florida. And in the second case, in the second condition, I want the value of my profit should be greater than 1,50,000. So if you simply implement this, you will get this as a result. You can see that the value for the state is Florida and the value for profit is greater than 1,50,000. You can also have something like this. So select star from 50 startups, where the value of profit lies in between a specific range of say 1,20,000 and 1,50,000. So it will display all those observations where the value of profit lies in the given range. Similarly, for a character column, if you want to fetch like this, then instead of between, we can use like keyword. So we can say that select star from 50 startups, where the value of state is like starting with C and we don't know how it ends with. So I simply write this percentage. So it will show us all those values or all those observations where the value of state starts with C and we don't know where it ends at. You can also have some combination like this, say select star from 50 startups, where the value of state or where the value of profit lies in between 1,20,000 and 1,50,000. Along with that, we will also have or the value of state is equal to Florida. So in this case, it is implementing or it is checking if the value lies in between 1,20,000 to 1,50,000 for profit, or it will check if the state is equal to Florida. If any one of this condition is true, then it is going to display the result as true. We can also use something like this, select star from 50 startup, where the value of state is not equal to Florida. So it will display all the observation except those observations where the value of state is equal to Florida. So you'll find out that it will show all the observations of New York and California as a state value, but it will not display the value of a Florida. So these are basically few of the very basic statements that we have implemented from what we have seen so far in our past sessions related to how to use the different type of operators. In the next session, we will move to the slightly complicated queries, wherein we'll try to understand that how to join two tables, how to perform the aggregate, how to sort the values, and so on. So I just hope all of you must have understood the use of the basic queries. And along with that, the agenda of this particular session is to understand how to import the file, how to use the select statement, how to use operators, where clause, and distance. So I just hope the journey of Workbench is even more interesting as compared to that of using your normal uh, command prompt. So see ya in the next session with more exciting topic related to the SQL. Thank you.